doesn't always work out when you go into a television series and, you know, to do something groundbreaking. This show is groundbreaking, and it's funny. You know, it's everything. It's serious, it's funny, it's touching. Jeffrey, let me start with you because you've done so much. What was it about this role? And I should say that the creator and the executive producer of the show is here tonight, Jill Soloway. There she is. Shows in the past, 6 Feet Under, United States of Tar, and another great independent movie I saw called Afternoon Delight. I highly recommend, by the way. Yeah. Talk about what brought you into this show. What was it about this character that said, I'm going to do this?
I got off a flight from New York to, I'm really nervous.
Oh.
From New York to LA, and I had this script, and Leslie Siebert and Jimmy Bernstein said, my rep said, you must see this, and literally in 15 minutes I was driving to the hotel, and I said, I have to be in this, I'm 70 years old. You don't get roles like this.
Wow.
You know, and I will tell you that it is the. We were just talking about it. It's like a dream. It just feels like a dream. It's just. I met with Jill at the Pan Quotidian. Is that the name of that place? And I threw myself at her. I was just. I'm in. She went, wait. I'm in. And you remember the pilot, I'm not in it that much, but I remember reading the barbecue scene where we're all eating barbecue, and I said, whatever that is, I must be a part of that. And then I met with Jill, and I saw Afternoon Delight, and she is a genius. And we laugh about it. We think our forefathers went back to the shtetl, and we know each other. And then everywhere you look on this, everywhere your eye goes on this set, you see true authenticity, where every character, every actor has locked this down. And it's a real moment. It's a real blessing. It's the most transformative role I've ever had.
In many ways. Finding that feminine side for you, was that an adventure?
Well, the map is beautifully laid out, and so you follow the map. And then I had the grace of great help in the transgender community, and the great Alexandra Billings plays my friend in this, and so that her authenticity and her she just gave me a lot of power. There's that adage in acting, you're stuck with the character and the character is stuck with you. And I had help from the transgender community, Reese Ernst and Zachary Drucker, and help. Jenny Boylan. We met at the Algonquin. Anyway, I must tell you that I was throw-up nervous throughout the entire shooting.
Really?
Oh, yes. Yeah, pretty much. Because it's huge. It's a huge responsibility. This is not 1, 2, 3 kick. This is not deliver a pizza. I mean, there's a lot of responsibility here. So when we did the scene, you know, when I had to come out to Sarah, I was shaking like a leaf. Jeffrey was shaking, not because I wanted to do a good, you know, a believable scene or I wanted to get good marks, but I wanted to do it right. It's important. This is bigger than all of us, and it's an honor.
And you mentioned Alexandra, and you know, and she's obviously kind of a guide for you in the show itself.
She's not particularly nice.
So that relationship that we see on screen, is that relationship off screen too?
I don't think anybody knows it. Do you remember the time I said close the door?
Yes. Yes, I do.
And I said close the door. We were having to sing. We had to learn this song. What's the Courtier?
I don't remember.
Oh,
I don't remember. We were terrified.
Yeah, somebody I used to know.
Oh Lord. And I said, close the door, and I looked at you and I said, tell me, am I doing this right? I remember that, and you were, I think you said no.
I said, no, you're not. It was sad. I actually said to Jeffrey, don't worry about doing it right, just do it true. And he does.
That's great advice.
Change. Will you still be there? Will you still love me? And that's at the heart of every family. And that's what people are coming up to us and saying, is that I recognize that family. I know that family. That is the truth. What do you say?
At a party for directors, where directors get together and talk about which actors are cool and which actors are nightmares. These are real, they happen. Take note. She said, I'm having trouble casting this guy, Josh. And I said, and she described what she wanted. Charismatic, messy, brilliant, insecure, super confident Jewish guy in his mid-30s. And I was like, I'm friends with all those guys. I know all of them. And I went through the list and she said, no. And we talked for a while and she said, it's you. You are going to play this guy. And you're going to come in tomorrow morning. And I said, Jill, I am not an actor. I have dabbled in that, but I have my own show that I'm currently setting up at HBO. But she has this magic to her, and it felt very natural. And I came in the next morning, and Jill and I did scenes together, and we did scenes with Edie, the casting director, and it was nothing that I could say no to. It was so obvious in the room, right? I mean, it was just like, we were just creating story like we do on set. It just would continue. And I just felt like I was that person when I was with Jill. And she empowered me to just, to just feel and to just truly become that person. And so I didn't say no ever. And there were a lot of reasons to say no many times along the way. And Jill encouraged me to just continue to open and say yes, and that's what I did. And it's been the most fun that I've had since I started.
Family thing, a bonding, because it's such a believable family. However dysfunctional it is, you are all very believable, and particularly you two and the wonderful Gabby Hoffman, who's not here tonight, about to have a baby, I understand, as siblings here. And so how did you get into this family?
It's so funny because just listening to him talk, I'm just like beaming. Like I look at Jill like, Mom, like, isn't he brilliant? He's so charming, and I love Jeffrey. I mean, I'm just like, I could be around these people. I feel like an idiot at how lucky I feel. It's like somebody wake me up. But and we met. Actually, I when I auditioned. Gabby had to step in for this lovely part, so I actually got to kiss my sister at the test. and so that was my first encounter with her. Was I think or we might have played a little bit with her as my sister too, but she was playing Tammy, and then Jay showed up, and Joe Lewis, who's here from Amazon too, was there, and we were at this studio. Joan Shekel is an acting, directing, writing guru person in town, and she has this beautiful space, which is not typical also for a test. I don't know if people here have had the opportunity, but it's a pretty nerve-wracking experience, usually in some office somewhere, and and it's not a very creative process. And from the so you knew from the mood of that what this was going to be like, which was, I think we warmed up, and I think that we got to really play, and there was a lot of scenarios given and just so much freedom. And Jay walked in, and it was like the electricity between the three of us. I just felt like it was absolutely instant. And my only concern was that I was like, they're just way funnier and cooler than I am, so I'm totally gonna get locked out of this shit. But I had this immediate connection to them as human beings, and it has completely played out. I mean, we've, very annoyingly expressed how it feels like I don't have a brother, and I feel like I have a brother, and he doesn't have a sister, and it feels sort of, maybe sounds a little, indulgent actory, but it doesn't feel that way. And even watching, I could cry, like watching just the look on his face at the end, you know, when it goes from the flashback to present, he just breaks my heart. And every time I see the clip where he says, I've been dressing up like a man my whole life, I cry. And I was in the scene, you know, I still cry.
We were all crying in the hallway,
Yeah.
just when we
We
walked
all
in.
were.
Wow.
I just feel like it's such a moving, so and the way that she cast him is sort of, witchcraft I think sometimes has negative connotations, but there's something about what Jill does that is very like predetermined, and you feel like you're playing a part in something much greater.